Wolf here with another weekly video. So I think for the week, a very positive takeaway was that just doing these comic strips and trying to construct them has been beneficial for making me think of how to construct something. Since I have done a lot of practice and just drawing from a reference, I think it's really beneficial to just try to go off of having an idea and trying to construct it and see how it would look. And later on, if I needed kind of a reference to get more of a better idea of how to draw something, then add that in, but only after attempting to kind of construct something. I think this is giving me a little bit better of an idea of how things are constructed compared to when I'm specifically just copying from a reference. It's also making me think more while I'm drawing, which I feel is a good thing compared to when I'm kind of just trying to copy from a reference. Because when I'm trying to copy from a reference, I'm focusing on trying to just copy from that, not specifically looking at how it is constructed. So overall, I just felt kind of good about the attempt at this comic strip here. It made me think a little bit more about how they kind of construct both the comic along with just putting the character in the scene. And it felt like it was kind of getting better compared to the last two. I do think still going forward, I'm still not going to be doing much rendering. I thought about kind of doing some better inking and some rendering, but as of right now, I just feel that I should be focusing a little bit more on just getting more of a solid base for these comics, and then later on moving on to shading, inking, and rendering. But more of when my base of these comics is getting a little bit better. Speaking of things to get better at, I just felt that a big negative for the week is just I'm not getting as much practice time as I want during the weekdays. And I'm actually spending more time just trying to kind of construct a comic rather than just practicing. So, like I said before, I think it would be good just to kind of focus on the base and just making the time of doing these comics kind of shortening down compared to just rendering out something and extending the length of something when really I just need to be focusing more on just the base of the comic compared to making it look pretty. Now, I am still trying to do the thing of working at practicing during the weekdays and then trying to do these comics on the weekends, but it's still a little difficult, especially with my work schedule. I've been working a lot. But hopefully, here I'll be getting a little bit into a routine. I think it's just really getting a good solid week and trying to get a good routine in. I think once I kind of have a really nice solid week of just getting into a routine, things will be flowing a little bit better. So the last thing I kind of wanted to leave off with was just kind of the comic itself. And what I can say about it is that I was happy that it wasn't a girl eating ice cream. Instead, the kind of story, if it's not clear, is basically this girl waking up thinking it's going to be a nice day to do something, and then pulling the curtains to the window, finding it's raining, and then going back to sleep. And that's basically the whole little comic. On a positive note for it, I felt that the character looked better from scene to scene compared to my last comics. And what I mean by that is that it just looked more consistent compared to in some of my other comments where the character looked less consistent. The one thing though I still need work at is just making my drawings look a little bit more three-dimensional along with working on perspective. And hopefully I'll be able to practice that a little bit more coming up here. But that's pretty much really all I had for this video. I did put out my compilation of the 51 to 75 for the 100 head drawing challenges. These drawing compilations are rather old because I did these months ago, but I just haven't really had the time to kind of edit. So hopefully I'll be able to stagger out another one of the 76 to 100, and then I'll kind of finish that up, and then I'll kind of wrap everything up with kind of my final thoughts on the whole 100 head drawing challenge. But that is pretty much all I had for this video, so if you guys like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks.